Hi, you guys. So I wanted to talk to you just really quick about kind of what I keep stocked in my pantry to make cooking vegan easier. Um, Planning meals for the week has always been something that's been kind of tough for me anyway. During the aftermath of the housing market crash in 2008, between my commute and working, I was out of the house 16 hours a day and had a 2 year old in tow. So that was probably the time of my life when I was most successful at it because survival truly depended on it. And almost everything I cooked was cooked in a crock pot. So that way it could sit and stew all day. I even had delayed timer things I could plug my crock pot into. Um, since then, of course, she's older and a little more able to be patient, and I don't have that commute. I haven't had that commute in a while. But now that I'm vegan, mostly, um, I'm sort of relearning how to cook. There's still plenty of stuff that can be cooked in the crock pot, but my own standbys don't necessarily work anymore. So I have found that there are certain things that if I just have them in my pantry, make life a lot easier. So one of those things is garbanzo beans. And I'm not meaning to like advertise for anybody. I don't have a particular garbanzo bean I like better than others. But you can see I'm lucky enough in this house, that's about to change, but I'm lucky enough in this house that I have these pull out shelves and this beautiful pantry. The paraffin wax is actually for candies that get made at Christmas, so I'm not sure why it's in the front. But I have a whole row of garbanzo beans here, and then I also have black beans and pinto beans, and I'm never without those three types of beans canned. Now, you can have them dried. They're less expensive that way, but then it just takes longer for them to cook. So these are things I can quickly add to other stuff. I can make like a quick wrap, stuff like that with just rinse, a little seasoning, heat it up. It's already pre-cooked. I just need to warm it up, kind of stuff. This row is vitamins, pineapple, mandarin oranges, and then our sandwich toppers. This is honey and sweeteners that don't need to be in the fridge. This is salsa, spaghetti sauce, veggie broth for when I don't have this stuff that I make. I also do like ice cube tray veggie broth when I'm thinking of it to do it and have like lots of leftover veggies. Panko. So these, tomato sauce makes it super easy to, whip up a quick pasta. Again, I can put beans in spaghetti. I just grind them up first and then they feel real meaty. Or I make lentils. If I have a little more time, I make lentils and put those in there to give it a little more protein. And then it feels meaty without having to use processed, like ground soy stuff and stuff like that. These roasted bell peppers get added into, I'll take a pepper out of here. Those get added into a lot of sauces, including when I make spaghetti. I don't just use whatever the jar of spaghetti sauce is. I do add quite a few other things to it. Some curry paste. I usually have green and red. Capers. Again, those get used in sauces quite often. plum sauce. Some of these things, once they're opened, they go in the fridge. Um, there are certain oils I use quite a bit. Sesame oil gets used in a lot of Asian cooking. I use a very minimal amount, a lot less usually than recipes called for, and I use them as like a finisher on there. Walnut oil, things like that. Um, but also lots of grains. So I have white rice, wild black rice, brown rice, there's millet, there's more dried beans and things in here, quinoa, excuse me, um, oats for oatmeal, things like that all get kept on this shelf. And when I'm on top of the meal planning, I will actually pre-cook some of these things. Oh, millet is in here. Excuse me. If I've pre-cooked some of the grains, then it makes that whole last minute meal even easier. And then of course potatoes. I usually have butternut squash. I had plenty of it from my garden last year. I still have butternut squash, and I haven't bought one in months, probably a year, honestly. This is the pasta and bread area, and some shopping needs to happen. But one of the noodles that we usually have on hand are rice noodles. It's really easy to whip up a peanut sauce and put a peanut sauce on some rice noodles with some oil, nearly oil-free. I don't fry my veggies the way you usually would. They're nearly oil-free. I use a little veggie broth first, stir them like that, and then I add a little bit oil if it seems like they need it, and that's one of the things. I just drizzle a little tiny sesame oil on there. So yeah, and so the veggie broth is what keeps it from sticking. Plus cast iron that's really well seasoned. So that's kind of how I manage, and some weeks I do better than others. But like one of the things I can do just with stuff here in the house is I'll throw some black beans and pinto beans and kidney beans. Sorry, I missed the kidney beans earlier. I'll throw black, pinto and kidney beans in my crock pot with a jar of salsa. Stir it together, let it do its thing for an hour or two, and then I have a really simple chili. Now I'll also often, assuming I have one, slice up like a bell pepper to add in there. I might even cube up and roast some squash to add. There are things that you can add, but you don't have to. So it keeps it pretty simple and easy to sort of keep up with this crazy, or easier to keep up with this crazy diet. I am trying to learn more things because I get pretty bored pretty quick. But that's what I keep in my pantry and my cupboards to make those evenings when you're maybe a little more rushed and haven't planned ahead a little easier. Have fun and let me know in the comments what you keep in your pantry.